Hey y'all, it's Sarah. Let's talk about doing a little bit of some upgrades on your Miniverse items. And by that, I'm talking about, maybe you can see back here, my little chopping board is not that orangey color that a lot of their wood products tend to be. And you can kind of see I've got one of the serving trays that I'm going to be working on. You can see I just kind of turned it a little darker. You can do this several ways. You can do this with Waverly Wax in the antique color, and that works just as well. However, it's a little messier, especially on something this small. So I'm cheating and jumping in with Dollar Tree. Usually has all different types. As a matter of fact, I know I've only ever bought furniture markers, the furniture touch-up markers from Dollar Tree. And literally, you can see, over the years, I've picked up 3 different brands. And I'm using this darkest one today in the walnut color. You could absolutely do this with alcohol markers as well. The one thing I'm going to tell you is that it does hold pretty good. However, do not decide to go cleaning these things with something like rubbing alcohol, or it will take it back off. But since I don't plan on dusting any of these with rubbing alcohol, it's worked fine. Even when resin touches it, it still works fine. So literally all I'm going to do is color this thing. And it may take you a couple layers. It may take you a couple different markers to decide what color scheme you want to go with. I've been doing mine in several different kind of wood tones, just so I'd have some variety rather than that orangey color. And when you look at these, quick tip, when you look at these, they have this wood grain in them. So if you keep your marker strokes with that wood grain, I don't know if you can see how cool that looks. It's still wet at the moment, but I have gone in, done my first strokes, overlapped some strokes here and there so I can get that little bit of extra texture in there. And especially on the ones like this guy here. Oops, spilling everything. The ones like this guy here, I think adding the wood grain, the extra texture to that, the extra grain strokes to that really could look nice. Obviously, the darker you go, you might have to give it time to dry before you go in and try to get those little kind of grain strokes in there. And when you're doing some of them, the graining changes. So I'm moving with the direction that the grain is going. Same thing for the inside. On the inside parts, I'm pulling up where that grain is. That way I'm just kind of keeping with that wood look. I cheated and went off camera to finish it up. It was easier to just set it down on my little mat and color it in that way rather than trying to hold it up and do it. But you can see I've got different wood tones here. I've got more of this, it's almost like an oak finish, I think. Like the honey oak, and then this one goes a little darker. And then obviously my chopping board here goes even darker than that. You could also do this with your crates. In your all-you-can-eat collection. I have not done any of my crates simply for the fact that I do have other little things that matched with those woods. Like this right here is actually wood, and it kind of worked out and balanced. But you can absolutely do this to your crates. You can do it to, let's see, these little crates. You could do it to your rice bowls. The one like this. Although some of these I did keep in their colors just because they match to what I had going on. But some of the other ones, I wanted to take them a little darker. I wanted to get a little bit more of the wood look, and it was pretty simple to do that. I'm going to leave this alone for a while to let the alcohol ink really dry on there, because for a while you'll feel that it's a little sticky, a little tacky, and then eventually it dries up and you have none of that. This one has been done. This one right here will probably stay, yeah, it's a little tacky. So try not to touch it for a good little while, couple hours, and afterwards it's fine. Like this right here has no tackiness to it. It's just fine and dry. You can see what I mean, that I went back in, got a little more wood graining on that, and I prefer this look much better than kind of this tan plasticky look. That's all I wanted to share, something quick and fast that you could upgrade your little pieces with, and I'll be back with more ideas like this. Bye, y'all.